after the general, my dog, kind of replaced all my friends and became my best friend. And still is. He's actually going to be 15 next month. So he's the greatest dog in the world. And I think that suffices everything I feel about that dog. And I missed the rest of my sophomore year of high school, so from about early November to June. And then I missed about 8 weeks of my junior year of high school. And as I said earlier, it was an extremely difficult time, and just a good way to describe it is just dark. It's like all the light had gone out of my life, of our home. There just was no sun at all. And I mean, that, and it was the middle of winter when we don't see the sun for about 4 months. But it was just as if everything had been drained, all the energy, all the life, all the happiness. But something that brought a little light and a little bit of hope back into that situation and happiness was I was referred to Make-A-Wish. And they presented me with this amazing idea. And it just, as I said, it brought so much hope and joy. And just, we could think about other things. You know, it was amazing to be able to think. And I was just flabbergasted that there was an organization out there that cared and that presented children with this type of an idea when it was needed so badly. And so after I was referred, my WISH volunteers got in contact with me shortly thereafter and presented me with a magic question. If I could have one wish in the entire world, what would it be? And I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely amazed. And I took a very long while to decide. After all, I was a teenager, so I had lots of options running through my head. I thought, well, maybe I can get an invitation to the Oscars and go down the red carpet. And I'm sure, I don't even know if we can coordinate that now after working at Make-A-Wish. So it's probably good that I didn't choose that. But I ended up choosing to go on a Caribbean cruise because the tropics have always been a really calm and healing place for me. There's just something that personally affects me about the blue waters and the warmth and the wind blowing through the palm trees and the feel of warm sand between your toes on the beach. It's the only place I can go on the planet and just feel completely at peace and calm. And I knew that was the feeling that I wanted to have from my wish. That, and I wanted it to last a long time, not just like a few hours on one day. And, but I decided to save my cruise, my wish trip. I decided to save it until I was done with treatment. Because I wanted to be healthy, I wanted to look normal, I didn't want to deal with weird looks, the skinny, pale girl with no hair and a swimsuit, I just didn't want to deal with all of that baggage. I didn't want to worry about medication and things like that. So that was a long wait. I waited 2 years and I saved it kind of as my reward for getting through all that tough time. And if you want to show the next ones. But while I was waiting, I figured it would be, well, I guess Make-A-Wish will call me in 2 years and tell me when to be at the airport. That was the completely opposite case. They kept in contact with me very often, and I got to do some great wish enhancements while I was waiting for those 2 years. The picture with the gorilla is I got to go behind the scenes at the Woodland Park Zoo. I love animals, and in fact, I like animals more than most people. And I had heard on the local news that the Woodland Park Zoo had a new baby gorilla, and I was like, oh, I want to see the baby gorilla. And so I got to meet the vets and tour their zoo hospital, and I didn't get to hold the gorilla because you have to have a bunch of vaccines and other precautions. But I did get a private showing, and it was adorable, as you can see. And I also got to go to a program called Stars on Ice, which was phenomenal. They let us in an hour before when the performers were practicing, so they got to autograph our books. And this is Scott Hamilton. I believe Katarina Witt was also there, and Christy Yamaguchi, and a bunch of just amazing athletes. And it was such a privilege to get to meet them. So that was great. I mean, Make-A-Wish, they don't just hand you your plane tickets and say, okay, have a great trip. They take care of you the entire way along. And that's one of the really special things that I love about the organization. And as I said, I saved the trip until I was done with treatment. And that was spring break of 1998, which was my senior year of high school. And I couldn't bring my brother along. I have one sibling, an older brother. He was in his senior year at West Point Military Academy. And he had a different spring break than I did. So anyhow, they don't exactly give you a year off, or a week off, in your senior year schooling there to go on a cruise. So since I couldn't bring my brother, they let me bring my best friend Katie. And this is Katie. We surprised her the previous Christmas. We went out to breakfast, I believe, and we made up a little box for her and said, "You're going on a cruise." And she was really excited. And I was so excited because I didn't just want to go with my parents. I was 18. I love my parents, but it's like, I need someone to have fun with. So I thought that's also a great policy that I love about Make-A-Wish. You know, if you have a wish child that's an only child, they can bring a friend, or, you know, again, if the sibling can't come, sometimes they'll let you bring a friend along, which is really, really special. And if you want to show the next slide. Okay, this is getting ready to go on the flight on the left-hand side. I don't think they do this anymore, but yeah, but when we left, it was free flight when we used to get all the free flights. Yeah. But it was just amazing. I mean, and again, there's some things that we don't do anymore. But they picked me up at my house in a limo. They took us to the airport. They had the big sign at the gate with my name on it. They had two gigantic, I don't even know who made them, but they were gigantic homemade sheet cakes that said Make-A-Wish Spring for everybody on the flight, cake and coffee before we left. This is back when flying was great. And it was just an amazing start to a wonderful wish. And that's my dad in the middle, who thinks he's just about the funniest guy on the planet, and if you don't think he's funny, laugh anyway. And that's during our muster drill. You know, they have you practice drills before the boat sails to make sure you know how to get off, and if you need to. And it was just an absolutely amazing week in the Caribbean. I had a fantastic time, and the memories of that cruise will always be with me. We stopped in Puerto Rico, St. Croix, and St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. If you want to show the next one. I've been very fortunate in my life to travel a lot. My dad was a commercial pilot growing up, so I was very spoiled. And this is one of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen in my life. It's fantastic. The weather, as you can see, wasn't too cooperative that day, but I didn't care. And the wish experience, as I said, was great for me, but I think one of the things I probably love the most about Make-A-Wish is that the experience not only encompasses the wish child and treats them like a superstar and gives them lifelong memories, but I think it was also, almost more importantly for my parents, a time of healing. I mean, they had been down a road that no parent should ever have to travel. And for them to get the chance to reconnect and forget about the past for a while, forget about the hospitals and the at-home nursing and the medication and the doctor visits and everything else, I think was just, it's amazing. As I tell everybody, that the wish experience doesn't only take care of the wish child, but it encompasses the entire family. And I think that's probably the most important part about Make-A-Wish that sometimes people forget about. You know, we always want to take care of the wish child, which is very, 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 very obviously important, but it's so great to encompass the entire family. And it really did. I mean, to repeat the mission statement of Make-A-Wish, it infused our whole family with hope, strength, and joy.